right on in, and we're finna make it happen. It's gonna be a great discussion. It's gonna be a spinoff from yesterday. I still got my special guest, my boy Mark Carter. He here. Say what's up, Mark, to the people, man.
What's going on,
All right,
listening
man.
land, listening audience, crime chaser? You know what I'm saying? Thanks for having me, man. We get right to it, y'all.
All right, we're gonna play this video and just let us roll. We're gonna
Hopefully,
rock
everybody
on.
share the live, though. I know we want to
Yeah,
ask.
share the live, people, real quick. Share the live, and I guarantee you're gonna love this. And hey, Mark, give us a quick minute or two. Tell us about what we're about to see right here on YouTube.
This is a video, and keep in mind, to everybody on his his listening audience and listening audience out there, this is something that we chose to do from our heart, man, because we're watching who really put it in the work. This is not coming from the actual candidates. This is coming from us. And I'm saying that because I received different phone calls and messages. Some people were in agreement with what we said last night. Then you had others who felt as though, well, it's always black people always attacking black people, and she's a young black sister, give her a chance. No, it has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with those white guys behind the scenes who are funding this. And so, like I said to the candidates, so they wouldn't get in no type of trouble, I was going to make sure that I let them know that this is coming from us. Every time when you see us getting involved with elections and things like that, it has nothing to do with the candidates all the time. We know what needs to be done. We've been around this stuff, and so we just coming back tonight to send that message to all those who feel as though that they can. And I said it last night, Martin, that you got those who want to dictate to us. They want to tell us what we can and can't say. But we're here to tell them that it's a new day. And the dictatorship from the plantation politics and the machine, those days are over, bro. We don't care nothing about that. And so to all who sent messages, inboxing me like you gotta get me under some type of control. You know what I'm saying? You got the wrong man. Now, I told y'all last night, I don't even know this young lady, but I know these people that's behind this. And so I was a little calm last night. I'm not gonna be that calm tonight. I'm just telling you now, I'm not gonna be calm like I was last night because I don't like the calls that I got in response to us standing up for our people in our community. We don't take orders from nobody. White folks, Hispanics, black folks, you know what I'm saying, who feel as though that they dictate. It's our generational time, and we're gonna run the show.
Right.
That's just that simple. We're gonna run the show. We're gonna say who's gonna be our elected officials. You don't tell us who we're gonna support and not gonna support. And then I even got some information, man, that I want to share with everybody on some instructions when they go to vote. I got some inside information how those machines are fixed, and I'm gonna get off into that while we talking tonight because, man, we look, we can't have no mishaps at this point.
No mishaps.
No mishaps at this point, and definitely no dictatorship. And it's nobody who think that they run all the politics. And I don't give a damn if your ass Democrat or Republican. You don't dictate to us. And man, I done cussed a few of them out today and inboxing me like I'm up under some punk orders to do whatever they say do. You know what I mean? Hey, that stuff died with the past generation who clearly didn't put these people in their place. Just going along to get along. But hey, wrong man with that plan. And if you can, roll the clip.
All right, we're gonna roll the clip.
And it basically talks about the work that Pastor Rail has been doing. I mean, and like I say, we back people who put in work, bro. And this man has put in real work.
A beacon of hope ignited by the very men who understand the struggles of underserved communities firsthand. This is the story of Black Men United, BMU, an organization founded by 4 formerly incarcerated men.
We'll make sure
Pastor
they can hear.
John F. Harrell, our president, Terry Young, our vice president, Johnny Jackson, our VP of the South, and Anthony Prince, our VP of the West.
May he rest in peace.
These men, driven by a shared passion for positive change, have transformed their experiences into a powerful force for good. BMU's mission is simple yet profound: to uplift and empower communities in need, and their impact, well, it speaks for itself. Since 2020, BMU has served an astonishing 12.5 million people, distributing over 100 million pounds of food to underserved communities across 37 states. That's not just a number, it's a testament to the unwavering dedication of BMU's volunteers and the generosity of its partners. But BMU's reach extends far beyond food distribution. They understand that true empowerment requires a holistic approach. To date, BMU has given over $11 million in gifts in kind to underserved and underprivileged communities.
Mark, I want to hold it right there. Mark, I need you to go into detail about this real quick.
And so when I hear Pastor Harrell talk about painting a narrative of what Black men are in the Black community and how the Black community should be serviced, man. I'm glad you did that. I wish you could find a part where you could freeze it on his face. Because,
okay, I could do that.
You talk about the 11 million in kind.
I could do that.
Gifts in kind. But I want you to freeze it on him so that people will see him. And I'm telling you, man, that this is a guy that I watched, man, for years, long before he even decided to go to the part that show all four of the founders. Right?
Okay.
And you notice they said that these four guys who started Black Men United, are formerly incarcerated, have been in the streets, served time from different sides of town, in the streets would have been from different organizations, but came together as a whole. If you could expand it out, that'll be good.
Okay, I expand it out. Hold on.
Expand it out.
Go ahead, keep talking. I got you.
Yeah, and so, but Pastor Harrell is the one you see to the right, and I want to speak about Pastor Harrell, but also I want to say rest in peace to the one in red, Prince, right?
Men.
Just recently passed his funeral. Yeah, so his funeral would be, and we want to invite everybody to come out to his funeral, which will be, I think, Saturday.
Oh, who just died, Mark?
Yeah, you see the one in the red?
Yeah.
So he just died of cancer. Died of cancer. His funeral would be Saturday coming up.
Look at those of the family. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's Mr. Prince, who is one of the founders. And man, I mean, these guys, and for the most part, they met in the prison system, man, and came together and said that once they came home and we all connected with one another. They were in the federal system. And I served time in the state system. These guys served time in the federal system, and they bumped into one another and had a commitment to come home and unite our community. After tearing down, the goal was to build up. And you've been seeing this since 2020. And man, look, I gotta say this part, and that's why you don't see me in the picture, because man, when we first started doing this stuff, and you talking about unloading 40-foot truckloads of food during the pandemic, bro, I got so tired. See, most of these guys, they've been to the military and stuff too now, right? They've been to the army. Man, I ain't never been to no army, so all that working me to death, I ain't that big, man. I can do it, but I want to give big ups and big props to Pastor Harrell, man, who's running for the 8th district, which is LaShawn Ford's old seat in Austin, and it kind of upset me, after the calls that I receive and you attacking a woman, and I made that crystal clear last night that I didn't even know her to say something good or bad about her, but I know those entities that are behind what's happening here. And I know those entities, if they put that kind of money up and upwards of $500,000 behind a 30-year-old young lady, then they're going to dictate 9 times out of 10 what happens and what doesn't happen. And so we're not going for that, bro. We're not going to stand idly by and be quiet. And for any of them that's watching tonight, because they were watching last night, Martin, for any of them that were watching last night and you're back on here today, I'm here to tell you that yes, we're going to keep moving forward. Yes, we're going to expose who you all are, and anybody who's connected to them, to hell with you and them, because you don't dictate to us. And so back to Pastor Harrell, who is the president of Black Men United, the one to the right, all the way to the right. He's running for state rep. These are the type of people that we as Black people need to get behind. And so everybody who's in Austin that's listening on here tonight, call other people that live in Austin. Get them in here tonight so we can have this conversation. So we can talk about the real people who's putting in work. We can talk about those who's been out here on the ground, feeding the community, clothing, furnishing these people homes. I mean, man, these guys have been taking care of our people, bro. These are the type of people we need in office, not people who allow themselves to be dictated to and used as a face for a hidden agenda.
That's right.
You know, it reminds me of what happened up in Brooklyn when the people thought that Jay-Z was a real factor, and he may be to a certain degree. But then when you look at that billionaire guy who was buying up all the real estate, who bought the Brooklyn team. What is the name of that team? Brooklyn, what they call it?
Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets. So look, he bought the team to then be able to come in and get tax breaks and then be able to buy up the whole area and everything, because most of all of these football and basketball teams are nonprofits. And so we
got a call, Mark.
Okay, cool.
Hey, caller. Can you hear me, caller? Yeah. Hold on.
I can't hear them.
Hold on. I'm finna put it on. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Caller, can you hear me? Hold on.
Yes, sir. I hear you perfectly well. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead. What's your comment or thought?
Okay. You know what? Yes, sir. I was just calling in, to use to share my experience and use my voice, just for those people who may not know. One of the reasons that I decided to support Bishop John Harrell running for state rep in the 8th district was I was supporting his mission. I was supporting his service to people. I've been around.
Who is she?
I'm not necessarily
that's Vera,
a young chick anymore.
You talking about?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, you want? Hold on, Mark. Hold on, Vera. What'd you say, Mark?
I couldn't hear her name.
Vera Giles Norris. Vera, my partner. Go ahead, Vera.
Yes, sir. And what I was saying is the reason I decided to use my voice and, to speak up for him, because I don't see him as a politician. I didn't see him as, just a pastor or a bishop. I saw him as a servant. I saw the man out there serving the people. And I'm not just talking about no Johnny come lately. I'm talking about been around for a long time, serving God's people. And here's the thing. I had never seen that type of service. I've never been nowhere where they just giving it out. You have a TV. You take a case of, Stanley cups. The Stanley cups, they were selling them for about $50, $60. They had cases of them. Hey, how many you want? How many you want? I'm looking like, what? You take a suitcase. You take food. You take water. Take what you like. And they wasn't gatekeeping. And again, I saw it over and over and over again. I saw during Christmas time where kids were coming in and getting toys. And I'm not talking about, and there's no disrespect, but I'm just talking it like I talk it. I'm not talking about the toys from like the Dollar Tree. I'm talking about $200 doll houses. Them big giant size Barbie doll. They was going for over
$800-900 Lego sets. I mean, look, see, I've been right there, Vera, from the beginning, right? Look, they worked me so hard, I quit. I wasn't cut out for all that work that they did. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, look, had I stuck around, I would be the 5th one on this picture. But Vera, I quit because, man, I told him, man, hey, man, look, y'all working me to death. You know what I'm saying? And I applaud you for what you're doing. And, man, so I saw these things. I saw the food from 2020 all the way back during the pandemic. I was there to help unload those trucks full of food, those food boxes, man. And I'm and my son, man. And these are the type of people that we have to get behind. So she's correct. Mm-hmm. She's correct on that. Go ahead, sister.
What I experienced, and I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna go. What I experienced. You know how they say in the Bible, "I will pour you out a blessing that you won't even have room enough to receive."
Right.
Man, like I said, I've never experienced the man of that's about kingdom and that's there to serve the people. And you want to know what's even better than all of what I'm saying is he don't even take no credit for it. The man is so smart that he says, "I'm just a servant. I'm not doing, to God be the glory, all the glory." He don't even take no credit. And it's not even about me, talking religion, because again, it's bigger than that for me. It's about right now, what I see is that we need somebody who care about people. Because this is just me speaking, because again, y'all know I'm not in politics. I don't know nothing about no politics, so I'm not going to talk it. But from what I'm seeing is that we're at a time where we got. And you need somebody who can come on your block, and I just seen it done, and can drop off a case of food, be like, "Listen, there's enough food to feed the whole block. Go on down to the corner and you can have whatever you like." You need people that's going to set it out like that. And that's what I see that man is able to do. And I'm gone, huh?
No, don't leave. I just want to say this to you, right? And that's why that independent of these guys' candidacies, people like him and LaShawn Ford, because after we speak on John Harrell, I want to speak on LaShawn Ford as well, right? And me knowing that Black Men United being a nonprofit, that he cannot tie his politics and his nonprofit together. So this is something that I'm saying. I'm saying this. I'm saying it based on the same thing that you're saying and the work that I watched this man and this group right here lead the charge on. And I'm telling you, man, when you talking about people that love our people, that get out and work hard to make sure everybody in whatever community that they're in gets some type of gift or some type of whatever to lead with. I watched this happen. I was a part of it from the beginning. And I'm talking about work hard doing it. To work so hard, like I say, hey, look, I be honest with you, I told them, look, I got to use bathroom. I remember one day that, man, it was so hot out there that day, and they were working. And I told them, look, man, I got to use the bathroom. And I ain't never been back. That was back in 2020, y'all.
Don't say that, Mark.
I do have to go.
You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say this. I don't know nothing about the politics. I'm not here for the church stuff. I'm not even I don't even know enough about the nonprofit. I know about what I've seen the man do. And I've seen his heart for really helping regular everyday people. Mm-hmm. That's what got me. Yeah. So I ain't got nothing to do with the church. I'm not even a member of the church. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have nothing to do with no nonprofit. I'm not even part of the nonprofit. I'm not even a member. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't even know the people that's affiliated with it. I know the name and I know that he started it, but I'm not on none of that. What got me, and this is Vera Giles Norris speaking, what got me was seeing the servant in the man and the kingdom building he's doing. And if you got somebody like that, that's willing to take their resources and take whatever they got and give it to the people, I ain't never seen nobody give nothing like that. No, and I'm 56 years young. I ain't never seen it done.
But see, that's why we're not going to allow these people who are behind the scenes funding this young lady to come into the community of Austin. I don't even live in Austin, but guess what? I live amongst my people. Mm-hmm. And so we're not going to allow nobody in the behind the scenes, especially these white guys who are running these big gaming industries like DraftKings and these politicians like John Daly and everybody else who's funding this campaign. This stuff is public information. So these are not lies that we're telling on this campaign. Now, like I said, I don't know the young lady, but I know these people. I've been in politics for the last 30 years. And so when I see these names come up in anybody's campaign, my antennas go straight up. Oh man, my antennas went up. And then to see this, a young 30-year-old sister who's never been in politics, and they pour this type of money into her, it's something going on. And so you damn right, I'm going to choose a John Harrell over this young lady, because I know, matter of fact, let me say it the right way it needs to be said. I'm going to choose a John Harrell, and I think that we should also do the same in Austin. The people of Austin, choose a John Harrell over these guys that are behind the scenes pulling the strings. We're not going to allow this to, and look, we want to do this all the way on up until the polls close. If Martin is willing to do it, we're going to speak to the polls close on these elections, that our community can no longer be ran by these outside people. Somebody just said they live in Austin. I'm glad that if you live in Austin,
10 Speed. That's my boy 10 Speed.
Okay, so 10 Speed, if you can
call in, want to call in,
call some other people, get them in. 10 Speed, call these people and get them in here so they can hear this. We want them to go vote for Pastor John Harrell. Now I know some people may say, "Oh, he's a pastor." Listen, this is a super pastor right here, and I'm talking about whether he's in the church, whether he's on one of these blocks that we live on, or even out of town. This is y'all guy right here. This is y'all guy for real, bro. And I'm telling you, when I say that he would get out there and get on them forklifts and get on them trucks and unload them trucks, I'm telling y'all what I know. I'm telling y'all from right there, seeing this with my eyes and changing that narrative. He always talk about changing the narrative of the way the world sees black men. And when he's saying black men, he's not leaving out the black woman. He's not leaving out the black children. He's saying that as men, we must lead the charge in our community, in our homes, that we must bring our families back together. I mean, he often talk about a lot of the guys that may have served time or haven't been connected with their children because they served time or for whatever reason. How do we bring them together as a family? How do we get their licenses back and get jobs for them? These are the conversations that I have personally sat down and had with this man. This is the real guy. Those other guys, I don't give a damn how much money they got. Don't y'all allow their money to get into your politics and dictate whether you who you should support and shouldn't support. Whatever work this little sister may have done, I don't know anything about it. I've never seen her. But if they think that they're gonna put a black female face on a white body of people and playing, and we don't say nothing, then they can think again. And all those calls that I received and inboxes and people talking crazy, some that were in agreement, I'm talking to ones who don't like what I'm saying, don't like what's happening. I'm looking me in this camera. The hell with you. I don't have no fear of you. So all that talking, you got my number and you block called, calling me block called, and issuing your idle threats. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, look, you ain't putting no fear in me. That's why I came right back tonight. I wanted to come right back tonight to let them know you don't put no fear in me when it comes to our people.
That's right.
And then if you really had got the heart that you say you got, since you was talking crazy on the phone, why you calling block call? I mean, be a man. Be a man and speak. Man, speak up and speak out. But no way will we allow these guys who are behind the scenes pumping money into this campaign to come in and run Austin through anybody, whether it's this young lady or whoever else they may choose. The days of y'all but downtown and in those ivory towers with your money and out in the west suburbs and south suburbs dictating to black people, those days are over. It's a new day. And people like John Harrell he is a perfect person to be the state representative, to go down there. Because see, he's going to also go down there and speak up to those that are in the House and Senate And I think that that's what their biggest fear is, because it's no way that they're funding this girl at this tune and this type of resources, bro. There's no way that they're funding her, unless they fear him coming down there. And so the people of Austin, with that fear of him coming down there, y'all put your votes behind this guy. He don't have to tell me what to do. He don't have to tell me to support him. I've been out here for 30 years, and I know who are the ones that the people should be behind based on their work. I see you got the phone number up. You know, when people call in, hey, look, let's talk to the callers. Let's talk to them. We want to hear what they have to say.
Mark, say the phone number to them so they can hear.
The phone number is 872. It's actually on the screen. 872-297-6389. It's on the screen, y'all. Y'all see the number. 872-297-6389. Call in. Let us hear from you. I mean, and whether you live in Austin or not, if you know some people that live in Austin, call them and get them to come in the space right now. Get them to come on this live. Share the live. Everybody share the live.
Share the live. Share the live.
This is for all of us, man.
That's
all
right.
over this city, man. It started in communities like Austin. It started with people like Pastor Real. I don't think there's a community that hasn't been touched across this city by Black Men United. I don't think that there's a community.
I know in Inglewood, man, I remember when I first ran into the Black Men United, man, they came in Inglewood, man, they dropped so much stuff, man. It was just unreal. Didn't charge nobody a dime, man.
And didn't even ask them to sign no sign-in sheet. No. That don't happen, man, with these different groups out here. They want you to sign the sign-in sheet so they can get all the, accolades and all that. No, man, you know what I'm saying? That these guys didn't want that, you know what I mean? So I'm searching something, but just keep talking.
Okay. Okay. Now listen, people, you could call in 872-297-6389. And we want to fill this spot, LaShawn Ford spot, with the pastor, with the bishop, right here on the right here. And we want you guys to vote. We got to make this brother has a proven track record that he's in the community to serve, not to be served. Now, we know we got a lot of faith leaders. They want to be served, Mark. But this brother is serving.
He want to do the serving, man.
So that makes a difference. The scripture says, he that's greatest among you, let him be the servant of all. So this brother has a proven track record
yes, sir.
Of serving.
Yes, sir.
Of serving. I met him a couple of times. I've been to the warehouse with Charles McKenzie. So I've been to his warehouse. So I know what he do. And, one thing I can say about Vera, she careful of what she say. She really don't get into politics and stuff like that. But she spoke volumes of Bishop. She did that. So I don't take that lightly. I've been knowing Vera for some years now. So I need you guys to call in. Call in. I'll tell you, this is real. This is real, people. This is real. We came back running to let you know that what we're doing tonight, this is like a 2.0. Election time is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the countdown. It's over tomorrow. And we want to put this brother. Now imagine, Mark, all the stuff he's doing in the community already. Imagine if he gets LaShawn Ford spot, which I believe he will get it, what he can do.
The seat that LaShawn Ford once had, he's running for that seat. I want people to understand. LaShawn Ford is now running for Congress. Right. To those that may not know.
We got another caller.
Hold on a minute. I want them to just put them on hold if you can.
Okay. Call. I need you to hold on for a second, okay?
Yes,
sir. Okay, go ahead.
People of Austin will know that Pastor Harrell is in the race to become the state representative in the seat that LaShawn Ford used to hold. Now that LaShawn Ford is running for Congress, and so I just want to just say that, and like you're saying, if he's doing this kind of work and not a politician serving millions of people, Imagine what can happen being at the table with $100 billion budget. The state of Illinois has an upwards of $100 billion budget at times. It can fluctuate between $50 and $100 billion. So if you got a person like him who not only serve the people, but will speak up for the people, these are the kind of people that you want to represent you, man. You know, he is Pastor John Harrell is the person that you want in Springfield. He's going to speak up. He's going to go get the resources and bring them back to Austin. So to the people in Austin and in the west suburbs that make up the 8th district, this is your man right here. I'm telling you what I know. This man will work you under the table. He worked for real. And he can be sitting somewhere in the church like a lot of the pastors do. But when I tell you, this man would get out there and get on the ground and work, get on them bobcats and them forklifts and all that. Hey, that's your man right here.
All right, I got to cut the music. Okay.
Yes, sir. My fault.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, can I?
I don't know if he's ready for you yet. If you're ready for the caller yet,
okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, he's ready. Go ahead.
My first question is, where does this pastor, Harrell, stands on illegal immigration? That's my neighborhood where I've been since 1967. I look out the windows and I see them right there. Most of the family and friends I have are no longer there. What does a pastor say? All I want to hear is he's for deportation and he's not for deportation. That's all I want to hear.
So I can't speak for when it comes to issues like that, and so I'm not his representative. I'm not his spokesman or any of that. But I can tell you, when it comes to Black people, that whatever those immigrants were receiving, hold on, brother. Just
you speaking for him. You speaking for him right now.
I don't represent him. I don't represent him. Okay,
you're speaking for him. And so you said enough. You said enough to make me think that I might want to vote. So since you said so much about him, you should know.
Let me finish first.
For deportation or you for deportation? That's the debate. But I'm gonna let you speak. That's a real simple question.
Oh, okay. First of all, again, I don't work for the campaign. I don't speak for him. I'm here tonight based on me knowing that this will be the ideal person for the people of Austin to get behind. Now, what I want to end by saying is, when it comes to all these different communities, but mainly when it comes to Black people, when you come to these events, you see Black people being served. You don't see no lines in the Black community. You see Black people being served.
I know about that. We all know about that. That's not an issue. The issue is he for? I'm born and raised in Austin. Too many illegal immigrants out here. My community is being gentrified. But you said enough about him that you should know if he fought illegal immigration.
I don't know.
I don't know. You don't know?
I don't know that.
I can't support that. I can't support that, brother, because it's the main issue in my community.
But
if he can't stand up and say, hold on a second. I'm gonna say, if he can't stand up and say, I'm gonna go against the Democratic Party, I see what's affecting you all in Austin, over here and over there. If he can't stand up and say anything in reference to that, and that's the main thing right now. Because I look out the window every day and I see all these Latinos around my house, which right out on Maple. I think, they're putting big old.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, sir. Just speak. Hold it. We got another phone call. Tell him, hold it on.
Hold on. I want to say this to him.
Okay, hold on. I got another call. Hold on.
Let me say this to him.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, caller. Let me merge you in.
Yeah, you don't have to. Sir, this is what I want you to do.
Okay.
He has an office right across the street from.
Okay, hold it, caller.
From MacArthur's. He has an office right across the street from MacArthur's. I want you to go over there and talk to him. I don't want you to raise hell with me like I'm supposed to give you the answer.
I'm not, brother. I'm not.
Sir. Hold fast, man. Hold fast, man. So I'm saying to you, go to his office and ask him. Go to his office and ask him.
I will,
don't get on here.
I will.
Sir, don't get on here and speak as if that I speak for him and that you're gonna get your answer from me, you go directly to his office to speak to him. Don't raise hell with me.
Wait, brother.
Okay.
Me asking you a question is not me raising hell at you, but you said, listen to me. You said enough about him to make me want to ask you that question. So it was not raising hell at you. It's the fact that you said enough about this man. Yes. So I figured since you said enough, you would know enough if he's for it or if he's against it. That's it. Don't take it like it's a shot against you. Right. You said enough about him. That's all.
All right. So can I ask? Can I get you? Can I get?
Yes, sir.
That you'll stop by his office tomorrow and
yeah, I will go back tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. We got a new caller. All
right.
Come on, new caller 331. Come on, caller.
Hey man, this is Bishop Harrell calling.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, Bishop.
What's happening, man? How y'all doing?
We great, man.
Did
great.
I hang up on Martin?
No, he's still here.
Okay. Well, sir, this is the candidate. You can ask him the question.
Okay. First of all, how you doing today, Bishop?
Man, I'm
right now to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I have a question. I'm born and raised in Austin community. I'm in the house I was born in 1968. So I'm watching all these things taking place and changing in my community. So when I look outside, all my friends are basically gone. And what's in their place is not just Mexican folks from gentrification, but illegal immigrants, which have taken up all these different places on my block, 3 blocks, 4 blocks over. So my question for you is, when it comes to illegal immigration, and I'm speaking just those in our community, when it comes to illegal immigration, are you for it or are you against it? And are you speaking out your mouth or out the mouth of the Democratic Party?
Let me say this. First of all, we have to agree that the immigration policies are flawed. I am not for immigration as it relates to displacing African Americans and replacing them with immigrants. But I am for all men, all women deserve to be treated decent and with a sense of humanity. And so when you talk about the influx of the immigration, I got a major problem with it because they have been giving immigrant families vouchers and things of that nature to stabilize their families. But then they tell our women that if a man live in the house with you, we're going to take your voucher. So what I would like to do is I would like to introduce legislation, but it has to come from a federal level. But in the meantime, I will have to advocate and continue to advocate, because how can you be for somebody else and be anti who you are? And so I am a pro-Black person, but I'm not anti nobody else. And being a man of God,
I'm not saying anti at all. I'm just saying
no.
You have to be anti to know that they are in houses that was once occupied and that could be occupied by the citizens in the alternate Black community. So my thing with me is that I believe in deporting them out. No mercy, no anything, whether I believe in God or not, because the thing about it is that the horribleness of our people at such a level, because we say the American government treated us wrong, we treat them wrong. We shouldn't care about that. Because those folks are not only are they getting all the subsidies that we should be getting, but they are in the house and they're being paid, the rent's being paid illegally, and Black folks should be back on this block, because I'm gonna tell you right now, 10 years from now, my whole neighborhood is going to be Latino. And if you guys in those positions, if you don't act now, you're going to be like South Central Los Angeles, completely wiped away because you're being too nice. You got to actually say, you don't them up out of here. As a resident,
I think that if you listen to me, I hear how you feel. But this game is not won by subtraction; it's won by addition, and it's going to take more than just one representative to change anything. because there's over 100 other representatives that you have to work with to even get legislation passed. And so I can go in there and try to work from a level of diplomacy as it relates to the people who make me who I am, and not some democratic platform. I have to go down there and I have to speak for the people that make me who I am. You have your opinion, but then there's going to be others that have their opinion. My job is to be a unifier. Now, I started off the conversation by, first of all, please understand that I got the same problem you have because I live in Austin. And yes, you're absolutely right. Our families have been living in these houses for God knows how long. But the problem is their children don't have the same structure. They don't have the same discipline that their mothers and grandfathers had. And they're losing their houses. And the ones that come in, they come in one at a time, but then when one come in, they reach back and they grab the other. When he get on their feet, they reach back and they grab the other. And so we don't have an immigration problem. We have an African-American problem because black folks hate black folks. And what we have to do as black folks is we have to first come together from the blocks to the boardrooms, to the pulpits, to the penitentiaries. We have to come as one. And right now, our problem ain't no immigrants. Our problem are not the white man, because nobody determines what happened to me but me. And so what we have to do is we have to come together and understand that we have more in common than we do not. And so I hear you. I agree with you.
Yeah, you hear me. But the thing about it is that as a politician, you sound real good. But the question is,
no, I'm a man of God. Don't call me a politician.
If you understand,
I'm a public
you're a man of God. Okay,
yes,
you're a man of God. But But the thing about it is that if you're given a choice to say, get these illegal immigrants out of here, you sign a document, and you're no longer sanctuary city, even though you represent them not an alderman. If you had a choice to get them up out of here, what would be your decision?
My decision.
To get them up out of here, very simple.
Let me say this. No, that's your decision. Your decision. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They dropping bombs over in Iran right now. They just went to Venezuela and just took the whole president out the country. They open up our borders and they bring all of these people in who are running and trying to save their lives. And so you telling me that what you would do is say, kill them all.
No. I would tell them, go back and fix your country. Black Americans can't run nowhere. We can't run nowhere. If we can fight, they can fight.
We can't run nowhere.
You push them into, no, we can't. No, we can't. We can go from state to state.
No, we can run to each other.
I know that. We can't run them. They can go back home where they came from. Why they coming out there?
Run to each other. But you know what our problem is?
You're making excuses for them, brother. You're making excuses because I understand you're a preacher. You're a preacher, man. You're a preacher, man. I understand that.
Right there. That is our problem. Because you don't want me to have my own opinion. You want me to have your opinion.
I want you to have your opinion. You can represent the majority of people in our community. If the majority of people in our community said, we don't want them here, you saw what happened over there by Galewood and other places, Emerson Park, and what happened in Columbus Park.
Yeah, who you think paid for the lawyer?
You saw what happened there.
Who you think paid for the lawyer? I paid for the lawyer.
But I'm doing the same God you did. But would we like to pay to get them up out of here? To get them up out of here? We're going to lose. We're not going to be around the next 20 years. There will not be a black community in Chicago next year. If we just be so docile and let it keep going on, like I told you, it's going to be like South Angeles. We're going to be godly, but yet they're taking over.
Sir, let me say this for you because we all have.
I just want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask a question, man. And so I think that if we take people like you, we take people like me, and we continue to build and help each other, as opposed to be honest with you, I'm out here every day doing something for our community. I'm out here putting my life on the line. I'm out here giving back to our community, trying to stabilize it. I'm being taken away from my wife, my children, my family. And I'm out here fighting every day for people who won't fight for themselves. So,
tell the truth and shame.
So what I'll do, the first thing I'm gonna do, my brother, is when I put this committee together on immigration, I want you to be the first person to sign up.
Yes, sir.
So that we can shape the people's policy and not the politician policy. So that when I go down there and speak up for the people, guess who behind me? The people.
Okay.
So you be the first person. So make sure we get your number.
Okay, I'm going to vote for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I was not going to vote this election, but I'm going to vote for you. I can feel that you had a good president, you got a good team, but I was not going to vote for that other guy I see my whole life. Whatever his name is, Danny Davis, he's nothing but a criminal. But I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to be supportive of you. I was trying to make sure that my friends hear about. I'm for this conversation with my friends and just say, hey, listen, let's check out these brothers because he's going to speak right now. I'm going to record this on my phone so I can let all my friends. Well, save the video. Save the video. I'm going to send to them tonight.
Hey, if I can say this,
go ahead, brother.
Both of y'all, if I can say this to both of you, not just to both of y'all, but to us, especially as Black men who lead Black families, right? When we take this position, put it into the hands of a Pastor Rail that we know is going to put the work in based on his past history, we go get our people who haven't spoke up for themselves, who didn't know how to speak up for themselves. We go get them. See, the day after tomorrow, we got to get to work, right? Like we've been doing. So now we're saying that those homeless women and children that are in communities like Austin, the day after tomorrow, we then go get them, and we make sure that as American citizens that none of them are homeless. We make sure that all of them are educated. We make sure that none of them are naked. Because we've been seeing some stuff go on for the last 50 years that nobody should have taken. None of us should have allowed this to happen in our communities. And so now you have a new generation who's coming to power. And when I say a new generation who's coming to power, those that are between 50 and 60 years old, we are just now coming into power. And but guess what? And guess what we're gonna do different? We're gonna bring our children with us. So it's not gonna be where the men and women, the parents and grandparents who gonna step in, but we're saying to our children, y'all come with us, the millennials, the Gen Zers. And so when it's time to rehab these properties, when it's time to fix up new homes, so we have housing and jobs and contracts and we stopping violence and all that, we do it as a whole. And that's what I know that this man represents. And I want you to be a part of this, bro, because we all are going to do this together. It's no such thing as I live in Lawndale, John live in Austin, you live in Austin, Crime Chaser live in Inglewood. No, this is one Black Chicago. And we're going to show our people what it looks like when we all come together. No more homelessness, no more high unemployment, poverty, and crime. Schools all messed up. Our generation is in power now. And we want you, brother, to be right here with us when we do this. Can we count on you? Is he still there?
You can count on me. I'm listening to that. I've been wanting to do this for a while. But my name is, I use the name 10 Speed. I tell you my name after the phone call. I do a lot of jobs, and I don't want people to know my name. So I understand that.
10 Speed good enough for us. We know we can get that. We'll get you, come and get it.
All right.
And 10 Speed, let me say this to you, 10 Speed. You come on here a lot.
Yes, sir.
I'm not taking this video down. It's going to stay up. I'm going to download it. So if you ever need it for reference, I got it for you, brother. I got it.
That's 100.
I got it for you. So I just want to show you that, brother. And I really don't too much get in politics like that a lot. But when I speak on this brother, he don't know me personally, Pastor, Bishop, but I've seen the work he's done. I've been in his presence. So a lot of us, we have people that admire us far off, but they won't say anything. I've seen the
Right.
response of the black community from where I'm from, Inglewood, and what they brought to Inglewood, man, it was the bomb, bro. I mean, it wasn't no hanky panky, no funny stuff, man. It just it was all given, bro. And that's what, especially when a man of faith tells me that he's a servant. That's what it's all about. It's servanthood. Now he can sit behind a pulpit, love on his wife, which he do, watch his kids, which he do everything, and don't give a care about the community. The man coming out here, rolling up his sleeves in the community, brother. He could be a lot like these other pastors, just collecting money and just sit back and don't say nothing. You ain't none of my member, you know, but the brother is out here, brother.
Right.
And listen, let me say this, and no disrespect to none of the men up there. Some of these brothers have been locked up, incarcerated. So he's with the real people the people that a lot of us are afraid of, that talk about. He's out there in the trenches with them. You know, I'm just telling you, this brother, and I'm not from the West Side. I'm not from, but I'm just telling you what I see.
He's one of those that from the block to the boardroom. Let me say it a little different to 10 speed. He's one of the ones that can bring the men from the block to the boardroom together. And we stand. We stand with those who are going to take leadership, whether it be politicians, pastors, activists, whatever. He's one of those that wants to bring it all together and go represent it down in Springfield. He don't care about he's in just the 8th district. No, whatever, you know what I mean? Y'all do know a state representative or a state senator and the governor and all, they don't just represent the people in the district that they run in. You are a state representative for the entire state. You represent the people all over the state. And I know that this man is the perfect representative. I don't, you know, I didn't put a lot of work in out here. I've been arrested a lot of times fighting for the cause of black people. So I don't pin medals on just know anybody. You got to put some work in for me to say that man, that I'm gonna get behind it and ask people to get behind it. And that's because I literally get out here personally and put work in. So if I'm saying to you that here's a person who is putting work in that everybody in Austin can get behind, then man, look, bro, I'm saying it out of knowing the work that he's doing. Now, these people who are putting money behind this.
Do you have an office? I'm sorry.
Say again?
Oh, yeah. Man, my office is.
No, okay. Do you have an office? Hey, go ahead.
Yeah. Office is at 5449 West Madison Street, right in the community. And,
that's
keep in mind,
a laundromat?
Yep, right down the street from the laundromat. Right down the street. But see, you got to keep in mind is that when we started Black Men United, we didn't have nothing but each other. Mm-hmm. And because we had our commitment and a mind to serve, man, we have blessed over 14.8 million people around this country. People that look like us, that have lived experiences, that 100 million pounds of food to communities that look like us. And so leadership across the board is fractured, from the streets to the boardrooms to the blocks to the pulpit. And so we can always talk about the description of our community, but we have to come together and have a prescription. Whether we agree or not, we owe it to each other and these women and these children and our elders to come together, because it's going to take us to save us. And I'll say it again. I am not for stabilizing one group of people and destabilizing African Americans. I'm not for that. I will never be for that. And that is the reason why they put some $500,000, $600,000 behind an African American queen, highly educated, super sister. But the unfortunate thing about it is that she is not going to be able to go down there with a voice of power, with any proven track record to make them not forget about
Tell
the
the truth
communities that
and
make us who
shame
we
the
are.
devil.
Pastor Real,
And so-
Pastor Real, hold for 1 minute. Can you go back to that comment that the guy Cornelius just made?
Okay,
The
let
guy
me see.
Cornelius Williams, I think. Can
There you go,
back?
right there. There
Yeah,
it is.
he said, I seen him do more for the community than any of the state representatives. He's truly out there helping the people. Now, this is what the people are saying. I don't know what community he's from, but look at the comments. And I want y'all to read these comments as they come in. The people are speaking up. And man, from now on until the polls close, we're gonna keep putting this message out there. The people need to know. We're gonna spread it even more to the people. It don't take but we got social media now. We can put a message out literally overnight. And we want everybody from the brother 10 Speed and everybody else in Austin. Call everybody in Austin. Call everybody in Austin and get them on board with Pastor John Harrell for 8th District.
Well, I'm glad we got a new face coming in. I hope you win, brother, because Danny Davis been in office since I was in high school, and my sophomore year was 1984. He was then into all this time. He did not even raise a young protege to continue to take over and learn something different. So I'm hoping that any of you or any of our older brothers that get in office, that you all raise somebody young. Because I looked at Danny Davis, Emma Mitch, and all the rest of these real older people, they have not brought in anybody young that they can say we're raising this person up like this. So I'm hoping that if you get in, that there are some young protege that you can aspire to take over.
Now Melanie Payne, you're correct. Melanie is correct. She said people can get their own food. What about economic empowerment? So can you answer that question about the economic empowerment question that she just posed?
Yeah, so with my organization, Black Men United, we got about $90 million of economic development going on right now. Cranes in the air. If you go on the west side on Costner and Roosevelt, that's our $68 million project. The reason why we were able to get the economic development that we got going on around the state is because I refused to let somebody hire me as a consultant. I don't want a check. I want to be able to sign a check. And so I take my people power, not no political power. I take my people power and I leverage it that would benefit the Black Men United family and our community. We got 131 employees with our organization that have lived experiences that come from communities just like ours. And so, go ahead.
No, nobody's saying nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so we're able to leverage our who we are, and because we understand the importance of economic development. And so I'm blessed. I'm blessed because people make me who I am. And when they send me to Springfield, I will not mismanage, I'm not going to mishandle, and I will not misappropriate the voices or the things that our community need. You will know that I'm down there working for the people because you're going to be hearing about it.
Hey, look, one of the ladies, I saw somebody, I've been a lady, but she just spoke on when the men from Black Men United, we all were down there. Right, when Emma Mitch, for example, when Emma Mitch was physically assaulted by that other alderman, somebody just made the comment to say that they saw Black Men United down there, right? And all of us, I mean, as men, along with Black Men United, but it was Pastor Harrell who then called around to around the city to Black men to say, hey, look, hey man, we got to show up down there with our sister, our mother, who has just been physically assaulted, totally disrespected. And so I'm glad that the people are, bringing the comments. And I don't know, Pastor Real, can you see the comments on the screen? Can you see what people are commenting on the screen?
Yeah.
No, I just called in. Yeah, I can't see it, but I just called in. Man, I'm blessed. The Bible makes it real clear. The Bible says you'll know them by the fruit that they bear.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Bible says. But educated people say, if you don't know what a person is doing, just Google them. All you got to do is Google me.
Hold on 1 minute,
I
Pastor
don't
Ray.
mean that in an arrogant way.
Pastor Ray, hold up. You got a young lady, Deja Monique. She said Bishop Harrell has helped. Helped me even
Go ahead.
living out of state. And when I called him, he did not hesitate to help me. Now I'm living in Illinois. He would get my vote any day. And then there was another young lady, I saw her. She said he has my vote, Miss Pennington. So the comments are coming in. These are people who've experienced Pastor Real on the streets, man. Like Vera just said, that man, this man, he don't look. I've never seen any of these organizations out here that give anything out without making you sign up this long strip of paper or sign a signing sheet. He doesn't do any of that. All he asks them to do is just get in a respectable single file line and make your way around to the tables and get you one of these bags and take this home and take this couch home or this stove. Or man, I've seen all kind of stuff be given to our community. And as we get together.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, my question is property taxes in the Austin community. Now, my brother just informed me, our taxes went up real high. So we had really my grandmother bought this building in 67. I was born in 68. So we had, we inherited the building because most of my relatives live in Alaska or most of them dead. So when it comes to property taxes in the area of this area, trying to get them lower, do you have a plan as far as the taxes in the community that you represent?
The first thing is a piece of legislation I'm gonna put in is my 2020 plan, and that is real simple. If you are 75 years or older and you've been living in your property for 20 years, we're gonna freeze your taxes. You won't have to pay taxes anymore. But then I'll go back to the other portion of that 20. But we want to put legislation in, man, that hold the board of review, that hold the assessor, and that holds the treasurer accountable. They got to put task force together that will go out and assess your property, that will put eyes on your property so that they can properly assess your property. You shouldn't have to. You're not going to be able to sit down in your Cook County office down at the county building and just decide that the people in Austin taxes are go up some $400 to $600. We're going to put legislation in place that's going to hold folks accountable, man. They got to talk to each other. The board of review should not be able to send anything to the assessor's office because they're working together and they're strangling our communities. And so, yes, I'm going to put legislation in place. And then the other part of that 2020 plan is that if you have been a returning citizen from the penitentiary after 20 years and you've been paying your taxes and you have reimplemented yourself back into society on society terms, you shouldn't have to go to no man ask for a pardon. You're going to automatically get a pardon. And so those are just some of the things in talking to the people in policy and legislation that I want to introduce. As we put these committees together, from education to social justice to prison review, to taxes, to police reform, we got to have people to come out of these doors and really get involved, roll up their sleeves, and let's put the people's policy together so that we can introduce it down in Springfield and get the Black Caucus to get on board with it.
Well, everything you said sounds good. I just don't trust the Black Caucus. That's why I want to ask as an individual, even if you can't do it, what would be your intentions? Because I'm telling you, because our taxes went up to $400 a month. You know what I mean? Like I said, we took over this building because this is my grandmother's legacy, and we had to maintain it in the 2-flat building. But not just us, but a lot of people on my block, they have lost their buildings because of issues with taxes and everything. These folks that was here on the 70s and late 60s, because they didn't realize that their parents either took a second mortgage out or their parents was backed up on taxes, so those parents got dementia. So not just here on my block, but all over. I want people look at what these seniors have been doing for so long, because what's going on is that these seniors, when they get old and have been for so long, they get some type of dementia, Well, they don't even realize they actually took another loan out, or they hadn't paid their tax, and the kids don't know about this until the death of the parents when they receive a notice saying, you know, this happened to somebody that I know, 3 people I know. So and I kind of want to know, when it comes to seniors and certain housing, are they able to stop any predatory things that go along where you can protect these folks' housing they have for so long?
Yeah, see, let me tell you something that people don't know. The reason why the Treasurer's Office has got Black Houses Matter is because of Black Men United. And so it was us, it was me working with Treasurer Pappas to go around advocating with our events where the work that we've done with her, we've been able to give $300 million back in exemption refunds to the African-American community and $200+ million to the Hispanic community, all because of the work that we do with Black Men United, bringing trucks to neighborhoods. People come out, the treasurer has her computers there, making sure they go to churches. And so there are other creative models that we're going to be doing, and had them to slash the interest on redeeming your properties. That was legislation from talking to me, because I knew they wasn't going to automatically just wipe out the interest, but we had them cut it in half. And so how do you eat an elephant? You got to eat it one bite at a time, because, man, I'm 54 years old. And for 54 years, we have been getting strangled. But the one thing that we're not talking about is how we're not exercising our rights to vote. We have to exercise our rights to vote, because our voters' rights have been affecting our human rights. When you say the Black Caucus ain't gonna do nothing, that's because we've been sending the wrong representation down there. So I'm not angry, but I'm just passionate about what I do, man. Listen, Election day is tomorrow, y'all. We can go on and on and on talking about these issues, but nothing is gonna happen unless you get me in office. If we don't get in office, we're gonna keep talking about what could have been, what should have been. We sent the wrong person down there. And so get me in office, punch 73. My name is John Harrell, man. God bless y'all. I love y'all.
All right,
thank you. Punch 73.
Do
Okay.
you have any other callers, Martin?
Well, the phone line been blowing up, man. It's been blowing up. But time is.
I'll hang up, Martin. Thanks a lot, Martin.
But the time is kind of getting away, and I don't want to, we got another segment that we want to do as well, and I'm trying to, Okay, is that cool with you, Mark? I'm trying to. Because, I mean, the phone just been blowing up.
I mean, you got a couple of the other callers that that wanted to call in. I mean, you just choose the ones that you wanna say something. You know what I mean? And if we can show that flyer, I want to. Can you put that flyer up last night showing LaGrange's village president is in support of this young lady running for office?
Okay, let me put.
And I'm specifically speaking this. I'm bringing this up because
I'm about to hang up. Thank you, brother.
Okay, hang up. Okay.
So I'm bringing this part up.
Bless you all.
I'm bringing this part up. And if you want to play a couple more minutes of Black Men United's video, that's fine as well. But then I want you to put the picture up.
Okay, let me put the picture up. Yeah, and so we'll know. Get that picture up. Y'all give me a second. They calling. They just gotta wait. Y'all gotta hold up, people. Hold up. Let me get. We're trying to get set here. And listen, let me just tell this. Let me just say this clear as daylight. If you are opposing politicians calling in tonight, it's not your turn, period. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you are a voter and not a politician just running for office, you're more than welcome to call. I just want to keep it real. Keep it real. Because that's just how, hey, Mark, no disrespect, but that's how I'm run this here, man.
Hey, it's not my show, it's yours.
It's my show. I'm just letting you know. If you running for office and you didn't reach out to me, now you want to reach out to me, it's too late. You know, it's too late because I'm not buying none of that. You know. All right. This is what you talk about, Mark, right here. Now,
Yeah.
but let me get did you want me to play some of this? Let me stop. Oh, let me hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to
okay.
I want to show this flyer.
Okay, hold on.
People to read the top of the flyer, and it says LaGrange's village president. LaGrange's village president has endorsed a Democrat candidate for state representative, and then at the bottom, you have an obvious resident of LaGrange who says that Chantel is a very nice person, but she's deeply funded by the gaming industry and the Realtors Association. She's not right for, what is that saying at the bottom? She's not right for what? Because the words up there, and I can't.
Let's see if I can get it up.
But I mean, just that alone. I mean, and so clearly, these are people who live in LaGrange, who are not happy with their village president, who that I know is a Republican. Now, you got to say to yourself, you got all this money coming from all these different places, and now you have a village president who's a Republican backing a Democrat? What is this? What is going on with this? Now, for full disclosure, I'm a person who supported Trump. But when I see stuff like this, it makes me, and I'm not a Democrat or Republican. Let me make this clear. So even if you hear me say I supported somebody, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. But I'm saying with this guy, he is a staunch Republican. A staunch Republican. And for him to get behind a young Democrat who's 30 years old, never been in politics, what is the behind the scenes dealings with this? What is going on? Would there be room for the people of Austin to benefit if this type of dealing is going on? And so I want y'all, as the residents of Austin, that y'all ask her the question when y'all see her probably tomorrow or whatever. But I've just never seen anything like this where a young 30-year-old person new to politics raise $500,000 and then have a village president get behind him? Something like that, Marty? I've never seen that.
Let me just call P. Ray. I'm not going to take your call because I'm just not going to take your call. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I'm not going to beat around no bush. You can stop calling. You didn't reach out to me. Now this brother's on here, Bishop, and now you want to call. You had my number before the show, so I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. This ain't got nothing to do with Mark. This is me saying this. I'm just saying, Mark, no disrespect to nobody out there. All right.
And so I just go back to that point again. You have a 30-year-old young sister that I know nothing about. So I'm not going to say anything good or bad about her. I'm speaking to who's behind this. I'm speaking to these personalities that are behind this move that's being made, right? And I'm glad you put that up.
I'm gonna put that up.
You see the CTU, $72,000. The gaming industry. Now, when this flyer was sent to me, it was just talk of $43,000. So I went and started doing my homework. Man, they've since given another $100,000. And so it's something wrong with this picture where you have people like John Daly and all of them funneling money to a brand new candidate, 30 years old, never run for office. What is this? What is this behind the scenes? What's going on behind the scenes with this? Well, then the LaGrange village president, who's a staunch Republican, get behind this young lady. And look, I don't give a damn if you Democrat or Republican. You are not, and you shouldn't be able, and this is to the people of Austin, you all should not allow anybody to get behind anybody in your community and dictate to your people, dictate to you and your people. No, that shouldn't be happening. There's something wrong with this picture. And as I stated last night, Martin, there's got to be other races that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Same type of shenanigan is happening. When these special interest groups are getting behind, and like I said last night, is this something new? Where they go get fresh faces that nobody can even speak on, good or bad? But behind the scenes, they met with them to give them fundings to come in our communities as if they're a representative of the people. I can respect if she was a new face and she had organized money from amongst our people in our community. But the people who I'm seeing putting money behind this campaign, no. You're not gonna see that it's not gonna do it.
Hold on, Mark. Let me see what's going on. All right. Hello, caller. Caller. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Good.
Good. I'm calling in because I just want to say that, and Mark is saying everything that I would say. John Harrell, he is a leader. I just want to kind of respond to the young lady. She's saying that it's a man. John Harrell is John Harrell. You can't get another person. His heart is pure. I'm not just saying this. I mean what I'm saying. He gives opportunities to, when I say I've seen it for myself, this is the perfect leader. Now, I'm not shading this young lady. She is 30 years old. If she can take money from these individuals that's giving her money, what type of voice is she going to bring to Springfield for the community? For the community. It's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be for the community. So if you would like someone that's in leadership, and yes, I did make that long post because I meant everything I said. He is a leader. He's more than a leader to me. He's a great pastor. John Harrell is a servant leader. So if you want a voice for the community, you have that available to you. So those who want to get out and vote, I just ensure you that once he gets in office, and if he gets down to Springfield, he will be the voice for the Austin community, West Side. So make your decision. Choose a 30-year-old or choose a man of God and a man of integrity.
I'm glad to hear a Black female, because I got some inboxes where people were accusing me of going against a Black woman, and so I'm glad that there's a fresh voice from a Black female who's speaking on this, who knows Pastor Harrell, and then who's speaking up. Because see, this is not about gender with me. I'm not playing no gender game. And so those who and they really upset me. I mean, to even inbox me with that gender nonsense. That this is a Black woman. Yes, she's a Black woman, but those are white men that's part of DraftKings. Those are white men, John Jacob and all of them, who has worked and destroyed our damn people all these years. So don't tell me about no damn this is a Black woman, but you ain't gonna call out these white men that are behind this campaign. Sisters, so I'm glad to hear your voice tonight. And I've been in this stuff for as long as she's been alive. And so when I see these names pop up, I know it's something going on. When I see the LaGrange village president get behind a young sister who's never been in politics, endorse a Democrat, LaGrange, do you all know about LaGrange? And even you see the lady from LaGrange, she's speaking out against it. This is a white woman. Clearly, this is a white woman who's saying that no, they don't agree with this. And it really upset me. And man, to have these people talking this stuff, we ain't up under no dictatorship the way they dealt with our parents' generation. And there's no disrespect to our parents. But ain't no white man gonna tell us what the hell to do. You ain't gonna do it through no black women, no black men, and nobody else. We ain't going for none of that stuff. And I'm trying to keep it respectful. But the days of dictating and telling us what we gonna do and ain't gonna do, you better stay their ass in their neighborhood. You don't run our neighborhoods. And we ain't got no fear.
Absolutely.
You ain't no gangster to us. You may have ran things through your little tactics that you've been doing back in the 60s and the 70s or whatever days you did it. But it's 2026. You better stay your ass over there where you're from. We ain't got no fear of that. And you ain't gonna trick us through nobody. Through our little sister, through any of the men out here, you ain't gonna trick us at all. And that's why I'm saying let's get behind our Pastor Real. That's why I'm saying even when it comes to LaShawn Ford, I watched those evil dudes down in Springfield, Mike Madigan, and get that man a case because he wouldn't go along to get along. I watched this and went to federal court and listened in on the court case. And so I'm not going to let nobody tell me who I can and can't support. I ain't no damn Democrat or no Republican. I support whoever the hell I choose to support. And I speak up and relay a message to my people whoever the hell I choose to support. And I would urge everybody else to have the same mindset that you see me having. The days of the dictatorship, plantation politics are over. But go ahead, sister.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I just wanted to chime in and say that I've seen this man give opportunities to people. I've seen him work. So when I say servant leader, that's what he is. So that's all I want to say. Punch 73 tomorrow and let him, you'll see the fruits of his work, of his labor. So thank you guys for the opportunity to let me speak.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Mark.
That little video clip that you're playing, I like that.
You like that? Okay,
yeah,
let me play it. Okay.
So people can see.
Okay, let me spread it out. Hold on.
The next part of it.
All right, hold on. Let me spread it out. Right,
so is there can you play the video? I mean, is there
Okay, I've got to watch the music. Okay. Let me go to something.
Play the music. We can see him. We can see him fairly well.
Okay. We can see him. Okay. You can see him.
As we go off into the second part, man, I wanted to also come on and support LaShawn K. Ford, y'all. This is a guy, man, that I have watched him over the years when it came to issues of the black family. Man, I watched him take guys who had lost their licenses, get their licenses back, and then go on to become truck drivers and take care of their families. And, you know, often, Martin, I've said to LaShawn Ford, bro, with all the stuff that you've done, man, why a lot of times, bro, that you don't put the stuff out? He said, man, there's so much to do down in Springfield. He said, sometimes I forget a lot of the stuff that we have voted on and pushed or whatever. You know, when it comes to now, I saw one of the sisters that I know got a daycare center on Madison. I saw her in the video when you were showing it on Martin. Right there, the one that the little light-skinned sister right there.
Right, yeah, okay.
I saw her with her daycares. I watched him go down there and fight when Rauner was in office. I watched him fight with all of the different politicians to get fundings for the children in daycare. I watched him be able to go over and talk to Rauner and get Rauner, who was Republican at the time. I watched him able to go over there and talk to him and negotiate on behalf of those daycare center owners and all of them. And so I watched him push for the black employment plan and a lot of things that people don't know that this guy has done, man. And through my research and I've been around him, I know what this dude will do if we send him to Washington, D.C. as our new congressman, right? I know what will happen, you know, and so we got to get behind people that we know. It's just like when you got the little sister Monique Scott, for example, right? I mean, nobody stands up for black people down in City Hall like the sister Monique Scott. Now she's not running, she's an alderman, but I just want to speak on her in the same vein and the same breath when it comes to LaShawn Ford and John Harrell. These are people, man, because I'm a person that get on the front line and put in work. So I'm not just getting behind anybody, bro. And I'm not saying that like my voice is the voice for all the people. I'm saying to all of us, if y'all gonna support somebody, support people that have been putting in work already. Not just all of a sudden they pop up. And then we should just get behind it. And so if you got some other little clips or flyers or something like that you can put on the screen, you know, put it up there. Now somebody asked the question.
Right, okay.
Yeah, somebody's asked who's funding the pastor, right? The last time I checked, now I can answer that question because I know how to go look up the D2s and everything. This man, what he didn't say is the majority of his campaign money came out of his own pocket. I'm saying for Pastor John Harrell. His money, the money for his campaign, to that question, came out of his pocket. This man's funding his own campaign. I'm pretty sure he got some other outside people. I like that purple one right there. Go to that purple one. Go up.
Okay.
Go up.
Okay.
No, go down. I mean, go down.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Like, can you put that? Just make that part of the big screen.
Okay. All right. Let me
just leave it up for a minute.
Okay.
I want to speak on him. I want us to speak on him. And once again to the people in Austin. And you know, his race, unlike Pastor Harrell's race, is for the whole West Side and some of the South Side. And so if you're in communities like Inglewood and some parts of Bronzeville, you can vote for LaShawn K. Ford. The whole entire West Side can vote for him, right? And so this is somebody, man, that he's not like us. You know, we'll get radical. He's one of those guys, very well-spoken, calm. But when you get him down there in one of them chambers, he speaks up. He knows how to maneuver in Springfield, which gives him a heads up to what's going to happen when he gets to Washington, D.C., right? So this guy knows what he's doing. And so to just send a brand new person who knows nothing about Washington, D.C., who's never been a legislator, I don't think that's a good idea. Send somebody who's been down in Springfield, some body, political body or a legislative body. And I think that LaShawn Ford should be that person. And again, this is from 30 years of being out here. I've run for city council twice. I mean, I've been on all levels of this stuff as an activist. I've served time in the prison system, came home, turned my life around, got in the mix of helping our people, and been doing this for almost 30 years. And so I don't just jump out there and say this person or that person should be the politician. It's based on some friendship. No, it's based on work. And I say it based on work, Martin, because I've been putting in work, man. And so why would I get behind somebody who doesn't put in work? That don't make sense. I mean, to each his own. Others may have a different way of doing things, but I look at people that put in work, bro. I just look at it that way. If you can expand it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying, because you can see all that other stuff on there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I just want them to see and man, even to those who are who may be, you know, his opponents or whatever, you know, I'm pretty sure that once he gets in Washington, D.C., then whatever their issues are, he's willing to take their issues to Washington, D.C. as well. But, you know, I'm not trying to get into everybody's, you know, whatever they got going on and everything. But this is the guy that I think that he would be best suited, just based on the fact that he's been down in Springfield. He knows how to draft legislation. It's going to be a brand new process for anybody else to go down there. And you going from a local level all the way up to a federal level in the big game. The only higher body of legislative body that supersedes this congressional seat is the Senate seat. So we're talking about the second highest body that we're looking for somebody to go represent. We can't just send on anybody, man, to do this. We need well-experienced people, you know what I'm saying, to do what they do, you know? And so go back to that previous comment. It was some on the previous comment.
Okay. Let me see. That.
Okay. The vote is not very smart at all. 2 white men running, and one of them may get the lead. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some things we can't control. I mean, so, but I was trying to read the comments. That's all.
Okay. There's another one said, Mark, you have a non-for-profit that pays you to be on the front line. But we
I don't have a non-profit. No. So we can cut that. We can cut that short.
Okay.
One thing I've never got involved in, and that is to take and lead up a nonprofit. No, not me. We can go to the next point. Now that's and if you think that I have a nonprofit, then put it up. If you think that I work for a nonprofit,
mm-hmm.
You'll never find it because I don't.
Okay. All right. Somebody said, who has changed the West Side?
What has changed on the West Side? Well, you know what? And that's a great question. And I would say to that question, what are we going to change on the West Side? What are we going to change in Black Chicago, period? We've seen what has happened, what hasn't happened, and those things that hadn't happened, it is on us now as the new generation. Now that we're in our 50s and 60s, it's time that we step in the paint. Our parents are retiring out by the droves. If you look at most elected officials, they're between 50 and 60 years old now. We've never seen this. We've never seen our generation to have this much political power and position on up until now. And so I think the better question should be, what are we willing to change? You know, It is what it is. We've been seeing what we've been seeing. It's time for us to rebuild from Inglewood to Lawndale, back over to Roseland, and then back over to Austin and Garfield and all these different places. You know what I'm saying? So it's time that we get in the mix as men and women, as the Black family. We don't separate based on gender. We don't allow nobody to separate us based on gender. We move as the Black family. And we protect and provide as Black men, our women and children. This is what we have to be, man. And so when I'm getting those, inboxes and, and man, you going against a Black woman, I would say to those, because I know you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're listening because you was listening last night in order to inbox me talking the stuff you were talking. And I want to say to you, go look at the people who are running those entities and those names that are funding that young lady's campaign. Since you're trying to turn this to the way you're saying that we are going against a Black woman.
Mm-hmm. Oh Lord, we got trouble on the line, man. Old timer. Hold on. All right, old timer. Don't be starting that. It won't be nothing.
Well, I've been waiting, brother. I don't know how to miss this brother many times, but I like the way this brother is talking. The way that he's talking.
Thank you, sir.
See, and he talking like I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Now that part about not being no Democrat, I say like this: I'm Democratic. I'm Democrat to the core. So, but I like with all other stuff. And I talked with LaShawn Ford, talked with a lot of politicians. And what a lot of people don't know is, see, those politicians, some of them got a lot of moving power. Your car get towed, you know, they can call down into the tow yard and say, let this man car or woman car go $100. See, if you go down by yourself in your name, it's gonna be $800. But I know people, movers and shakers, they can call the yard and they say, I'm here, and they said, okay, your car. There's a lot of people get a lot of got these perks, and black people, hey, I mean, sometimes look, they tell you don't park your car there, and you go in them anyway, and you get towed and so forth. But a lot of politicians are movers and shakers for the common people. And
hey, old time, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question, right? Because I just heard you say that you're a Democrat. And like I say, I ain't no Democrat or Republican. I mean, I might vote for a Democrat this time and a Republican the next time. Or in a general election, I might vote for some Democrats and some Republicans because you know, I vote based on the work that they put in, right? I don't vote based on the party, just based on the party, right? So let me ask you this question. Chicago has been Democrat for 90 years, 90 plus years. 70 plus of those years, black people been voting strictly Democrat. Can you tell me if it's been Democrat all these years and black people have been voting Democrat 70 plus of those years, who messed all this stuff up? Was it the Democrats or the Republicans?
Well, I mean, hardly nobody is
tell the truth.
Well, if anything is
shame
missed,
the
if anything
devil.
was up, then it would be the Democrats, because they're the one in control.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute, because he played the tell the truth and shame the devil, so I couldn't hear you. Now, can you give us that answer again? Because I couldn't hear exactly what you said. Go ahead.
I say if anything is messed up, you would have to blame Democrats because they're the one that's been in control. If it's messed up.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
69.
69 years old, right? So practically all your life, black people ain't voting for none but Democrats. You mean to tell me at 69 years old, after all this stuff that you just said, that the Democrats had to be the one mess up, you gonna turn around and just go in there and vote for Democrat again? Are you gonna ask them any questions?
Yeah, because it all depends what you try to do. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It all depends what you voted for and how you gonna carry out your own family agenda. The agenda
don't you think old time at this time that we kind of mix it up a little bit, at least in the general election? Let's mix it up a little bit based on the work that the candidates put in instead of just going one way. Because you just basically said that you just gonna go one way. Hey man, I don't want to hear nothing about no Republican now, because I'm a Democrat. Now, if the Democrats that messed it all up, then don't you think that you need to choose some new candidates and maybe in another party, you might need to look at some of that too, right?
Well, yeah, but it don't go like that. when you go like that, it's how, like, you take 95th Street, take people in Beverly, you take people on 81st Street, and Chicago got a lot of nice neighborhoods in it. And Chicago is a Democratic-run city. Now, when it comes down to the people that keep crying about Democrat ain't doing nothing, well, those are people that want somebody to do something for them. Now, but you take people that go out and work, that work for the city. They work every day. They going to work. You take people that are police officers. They work every day. You take people that are plumbers and electricians. They work every day. Then you get down to your common people. Your common people think that they're gonna be able to blend in with these people, but it don't work that way. See, sorority people run with sorority people. fraternity brothers run with fraternity brothers. They give a few handouts, like they give a few book bags, stuff like that. They give school supplies. But that's where it stops at. From there, you on your own. And if you don't make nothing for yourself, then you're not gonna have anything. Those people
let me say it like this then. Let me say it like this. So with the ones who've been there for a long time and we see that they've done nothing, then don't you think at least we need to replace them? Because I see you ain't gonna go and like me. I mean, see, I'll vote for a Democrat or Republican in the same election. In the general election, you had an open general election where you can vote for a Democrat and a Republican, or and a Republican on the same ticket. Now we know we can't do that in the primary, but in the general election, and so I see, since you ain't gonna do like I do, where I'll vote for Trump because he is against immigration and he's against these unions who done left black people out in our generational time, and then I might vote for a Democrat like a LaShawn Ford, because I know he puts that work in, so at least if you ain't gonna do that, can you at least say that we need to change some of these people who've been there 3 and 4 terms and they ain't did nothing? Can we agree on that?
I can agree on that, right? And if you don't get tricked and hoodwinked into knowing that when a person, due to the fact that you don't have term limits, now Rauner claimed that he was pushing for term limits as a governor. He claimed that's what he said, but he know how hard a fight that is, okay? Because a politician not going to admit that they really doing the job for to take care of themselves and their family. That's not the, but they'll say that they come in to represent me. They really not represent me. I just happen to live in the area where I got their vote, and that's really a job for them. That's how they take care of their family. That's how they, get their money, and they really don't have nothing to do with me. So now, what I'm able to do, or what they're able to come to me and ask, blacktop streets, put street lights out there, and give money for lawn care. Mm-hmm. I can do those things if you force me and knock my door down and keep on saying, "Hey man, what are you going to do?" But black people is not interested in those things, except for the upper class black people. When you're dealing with upper class black people, then you have all of that stuff.
Well, see, I think it's a new day now. I think it's a new day. Y'all, you old enough to be my father. You old enough to be my father.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, and so my father just recently passed in 2023, and he went that far from you. You know what I mean? And so you being old enough to be my father, I want to say this to you, that it's a new day. It is a new day. We ain't allow nobody to hoodwink us, dictate to us, and tell us ain't nothing for us, but it's something for everybody else. And we definitely ain't gonna allow no white folks and nobody to tell us no white folks run everything, and we ain't got nothing to say. We ain't gonna stand and let that go on now. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody that was on them. We ain't going for it though. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Martin know that when he was down there, when Brandon, a lot of people excoriating Brandon right now. Now, when Martin was down there, and he saw with his own eyes the many people that was back in Brandon at that time. Mm-hmm. The church was full of people, and you had all kinds of heavyweight people that's got members of churches that's going to vote, because you got a young black man. He was a Church of God in Christ man. You had the presiding bishop there. You had apostolic people there. You had all kinds of people there. That's going to be hard to overcome. That's going to be very hard to overcome. But Brandon, we got some work to do now. We got work to do. I'm not saying that he don't have to earn his spot. Yeah, you have to earn the spot. Mm-hmm. You really have to earn. I think they really hoodwink people not voting for Lightfoot. Lightfoot really should have got reelected, and if she would have had a chance in the primary better than what she did, for whatever reason why they didn't vote for her, she would have got reelected. But it didn't happen that way.
But see, if we get back to this thing where you have a LaShawn Ford who's in Washington, D.C., that I know for a fact, because he wouldn't go along with Mike Madigan, they conjured up a federal charge on this guy, and we saw where the federal charges were thrown out. Now you know that don't happen. You know we've been around now a little while, and when you see a person get charged federally, and then those charges get thrown out, that means that they wasn't too strong. They didn't do their homework, because usually the feds do their homework if they're gonna come after you.
Mm-hmm.
But they can be beaten now, because I personally know Dirty Brown. I'm talking about personally know her. And look how the machine came against her, and she still beat him.
Mm-hmm.
She still.
Oh, let me say this. There's a comment, but I want to say. I'm going to read this comment right quick. One minute from 10 Speed. He said, "Thanks for the opportunity to speak to Martin. Martin. That Bishop changed my mind. I will vote for him tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? I vote tomorrow for him. And that's what we want to see. We want to see that, Martin. And I think that if we start doing these shows, man, when we speaking on these issues, that we can change the minds and also educate our people. You know, I'm trying to get Old Timer to kind of split his ticket up at the general election, but I don't think it's gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay, you can. I can go. I understand what you're saying, and I probably should put a better pitch that I shouldn't just knock a man down because he's a Republican. But the point, what I'm saying is that if we continue to weaken the Democratic Party, then we're not gonna have much left. That's the whole point. What I'm saying. It's almost like.
Oh, I guess I'm just shooting at you. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been around.
But Martin's show, the show that he has here on a given night, Democrats ain't got nothing coming.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got nothing coming. And we know that this is the backbone of our party. This is the backbone of our neighborhood Democrats. But you get on this show, and one of these nights, the Democrats gonna be nothing but thrown in the trash can in a good way. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. But you know, they're gonna say what they're saying, and they're gonna hold their feet to the fire, like what you're saying. How come this, that, and other? But you ain't gonna be asking no well-to-do people about that.
Mm-hmm.
See, the well-to-do people, they're gonna stay with the Democratic Party because they know.
Old Timer. I'm gonna stop you because of these comments coming in. Look, this guy said, now he's a year younger than you. He said, "I'm 68 years old, and most older individuals don't teach the young to take over because of greed. They rather die in those seats." What do you think about that? Now, this guy's a year younger than you. I mean, what do you think?
Okay, but you got to look at too. Remember, I've said on this show that in order to get something, you got to fight for it. Now, if our people rise up, like them people did over in Minnesota and ran ICE out of there, and said we want term limits for these non-productive Democrats that ain't doing nothing, hey, look, they gonna get it. If they don't get it,
I want to thank Dennis Kaiser. The guy name is Dennis Kaiser, and again, he's a year younger than you. And he said that the older individuals, this guy Dennis Kaiser said the older individuals don't teach the young to take over because of greed. They rather die in those seats.
Well, I mean, if the rule states that we're gonna get term limits because it's been voted in, then that's what's going to happen. But for the most part, look, if I find out they're gonna start having term limits, I'm gonna do just like Dan Rostenkowski did. When it's time for them to get me out of office, I'm gonna bring a medic helicopter in and show them how much I love the people. I'm gonna bring it in right before the vote, like the voting is tomorrow. I would have brought that helicopter in today to show how much I care for the people. I'm gonna do something real nice, and I'm gonna make it hard for the people to make a case to get me out of office.
I believe in that. When I ran for city council twice, you know, that was my motto. When I win, you're not gonna be able to defeat me. Because I'm gonna go down there. If I had became alderman, and at the time when I first ran, I was about 33. I'm 52 now, and you know, I had that mindset that I'm gonna go down there and kicking and scratching and bringing home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? Turkey bacon.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. That's what I'm saying. So what we don't understand is it's a lot that we not really. We have to make a strong case. I mean, you had the Republicans had what's the man Trump had Ben Carson in there for the do HUD, And when he got ready to go and get furniture for his office, it was $31,000. They said, hey, man, what you trying to do? You can't get no new office furniture. And now you want some office furniture for your wife too? No, they shut him down. So I'm saying they want your vote, but they don't want your voice. And so what we have to do, we have to take the Democratic Party. You got to hold their feet to the fire. Say, hey man, you ain't did nothing in 4 years. We ain't giving you another 4. But our problem is just like Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett would have won that race in Texas if we would have got up and voted her in. We wait till the last minute to start doing stuff. And then
wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I saw something that happened in that race that I think most people missed. And that was indirectly, Barack Obama supported that white boy over Jasmine Crockett. Now, he didn't come out and directly say he was endorsing, but if y'all go back and look at that video of Barack Obama, the way he was just taking and shining that white boy up, talking about how great thou art, you know what I'm saying? I think y'all need to ask him, what was he doing? Since black folks got behind him. Everybody supported him. So why he didn't get behind her to speak up for her versus tell people or whatever that guy name.
I hear what you're saying. Now you got people that's got the voice like Roland Martin. He got a TV show, and all these people was at the funeral. And I was at the funeral, sitting right amongst all of them. Obama, Martin, and Stratton. I was sitting right next to him at that funeral, and I heard every word Obama got up there and said. And now, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, stop inviting him.
No. It wasn't when he was there, because I was there at the funeral also, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying shut him down, period, and stop inviting him to other events where he can get a chance, get up there and talk about this Talapiro guy that barely won that election down there.
Yeah, because I see him and Jesse Jackson Jr. is going at it with each other. Jesse Jackson Jr. said he told him, no, hey, don't come in my daddy's funeral talking about no politics, and he did it anyway.
Hey, hold it, y'all. Let me take this last call, man. If it's hold on, caller. Caller, how may I help you? Caller?
Yes, sir.
Yes, how may I help you? Who's this speaking?
This is a young voter who's calling in and just wanted to state why my vote is going to Harrell versus others.
Okay, Mark.
Oh, I heard him. I want to hear from him. He said,
all right, come on.
Going for Harrell.
As someone who doesn't identify as a Democrat, as somebody who doesn't identify as a Republican.
Let me ask you: are you in Austin? Are you in Austin by any chance?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Born and raised on the west side of Chicago my entire life. And I think the issue that we have done, I'm 25, so I've been older that long, but I've been heavily involved with Chicago politics on a state all the way down to local election. The issue that I see is that even within the household, Black values have changed. The Black agenda, the Black focus has changed, which has allowed politicians to continue to take advantage of our communities. That's why we have people in office for 25, 30 years, longer than I've been alive, who continue to take advantage of the work of not having to do anything. They come around every toy drive, every turkey giveaway, and they think that is enough to get by, when in fact it is not. And then I see people like Bishop Harrell, who does the work on a day-to-day basis. You know, for the longest, me being around politicians that talk about the work they're going to do, he's one of the very few people who can tell you the work he's already done. And the funny thing about it, he doesn't even like taking pictures. He doesn't like the photo ops. He doesn't even like appealing and showing people, because that is his heart. He's a servant person. People can say what they want, but that is a man who truly gets out and do the work. When the cameras aren't there, when the news not there, when people aren't watching, when people not endorsing, and he finds ways to love and support other people. And so if Black people truly want to see a change in the community, we have to stop electing people who we're being told to vote for.
That's right.
I have no issue against Chantel Franklin but I look at the money that's being generated into her race. If you like Chicago as is, elect her. Because the people who are running Chicago are the very people who are endorsing Chantel. And so it's almost hypocritical. You talk about CTU. CTU spent all that money, just like they spent all this money into the city's election. And what have you gotten from it?
Right.
What have you gotten from it, right? And
Hey,
so
brother,
I look at where we are now.
Look, brother, and that was my concern. Even though I don't even live in Austin, and being a person who's been in politics for almost 30 years, my antennas shot through the roof when I saw this. You know,
Yeah.
and I saw it through that flyer. That flyer, I had no clue that this was going on. The flyer was sent to me, and they asked me, well, what do you think about this? You know, people know I've been in politics a long time. So when they asked me what I thought about it, it blew my mind to see a 30-year-old young sister, and it could have been male or female, but a 30-year-old little sister be given almost $500,000.
I mean, that's Illinois politics for you. I mean, you look at.
Did you see the guy from LaGrange? Did you see the guy from LaGrange? The village president from LaGrange, who's a Republican, staunch Republican.
Yeah.
Come on, very rich community. Get behind Chantel. Man, look, my antenna shot through the roof. This doesn't happen unless there's some deals being cut somewhere.
Yeah. And we know that. And that's my biggest issue. People talk about fixing Illinois politics. If you want to fix it, fire everybody. It's funny because politics in Black community is the only place where you can elect people who are not qualified for the job. Like any other job, you have to submit a resume. And if you're not qualified, you don't get the job. It doesn't make sense to me how we elect people who aren't qualified. They get the job, and then we expect results from them. That makes no sense. So
what do you think about Sean Ford? What do you think about him?
Ford, I'll be honest with you. I think Ford is. If I'm looking at all the candidates as a whole, I put him in my top 3 for the seat because there's so many of them running. But in my opinion, I don't believe in people who should be in politics after 10 years.
How many people running in that seat? I really hadn't paid attention to how many people running. How many people?
I mean, last time I checked, there was between 12 to 16 people running for that seat. There's a pretty hefty amount. There's a pretty hefty amount running for that seat. I believe it's about 12. But there's a heavy amount. And, you know, I look at the people who are behind these races who are using our Illinois dollars. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. And I'm going to call people out like it is. You got folks like Speaker Chris Welch, who uses his power and influences to control and sway people in elections. I look at people up and down across the board. Tony Preckwinkle. I look at all these folks who continue to spend money to try to control elections and put people in office so they get in line with them.
So let me ask you this as a 25-year-old that has far reach than we do, because I'm your age in reverse, right? I'm 52, you 25. So let me ask you this as a 25-year-old young brother. What are you, Gen Z or millennial? Which one?
I believe I'm Gen Z, because millennial starts at like 1999, so I'm 2001.
Okay, so as a Gen Zer, can we count on you? Because like I said, y'all got far reach. I mean, y'all communicate way faster, and y'all got a vast group of following on all these different social media outlets. Can we count on you to send that message out? Because see, people think, we old people now. We're a little older, not very old, but we're a little older than y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes we don't understand that y'all can reach millions of people in the morning, whereas our mind telling us we need to prepare 30 days prior and put the flyer on the street and do stuff the old way, right? But y'all be to reach the whole at the drop of a hat. So can we get you to reach out to your age group and influence them by tomorrow to come out by the droves, because a lot of them may not even want to get involved, but there's a lot that will. Those that will, can we get get your commitment that you're gonna reach out to them, and even if you have to go pick them up or motivate them, you know, man, get them to come out to the polls tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I've been able to vote. I've even pledged to not only promote and get my generation out to vote, but also for them to be educated on who they're voting for. The only thing that I do ask from those who are running, you guys got to start. Give us something to vote for. You know, you look at these policies. You look at even.
Sound like one of the twins, man. You a twin?
You said what?
Do you have a twin?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to ask this brother a small question.
Hey, brother, old timer. Go ahead. Hurry up, because we've been on 2 hours. We got to close it down. Okay.
Okay. You said that a person shouldn't serve after a certain time. They shouldn't be in office. So what do you think that person should do to make a living after they not in politics anymore?
So we got to look at the structure of what politics was. Politics was never designed for you to make a living. That is not what it's for.
My question is, what do you think the person should do? I mean, seeing that what you have before you, work with what you got before you, and you see Lindsey Graham 40 years. You see this man 35 years. You see this other person 36 years. Work with what you got and tell me that if you work for just 8 years, what you supposed to do after those 8 years?
You go back to serving your community. Simple as that.
And what kind of job is that? And what kind of job is that?
There are plenty of jobs that serve the community. You got police officers that serve our community on a day-to-day basis. You have
so they could be a police officer then.
I mean, it's not about what you want to be. It's about what does the community need. The community continually needs fresher minds. You know, we got people like, I thank him for what he did, but you got folks like Danny Davis, who's been in office for forever. I mean, at what point do we say, hey, this is enough? At what point?
Okay.
You can't, there's nothing you can tell me.
I'm asking you after 2 terms, what should the person do? What kind of job are they going to get if they can't run for office no more?
The same thing that they expect everybody else to go and do.
Okay, all right. That's my question, Lloyd. When you coming back on again?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, let's close it out. Go ahead, last words. Close it out.
Right back.
Okay, thank you, old timer. Thank you, young gentleman.
Okay, so I mean, my thing at the end of the day is to the people of Austin, and I kept that focus on Austin for that reason. And you got Pastor Rail, and then you have LaShawn Ford, who's from Austin, just so happened to be running for the entire West Side and some of the South Side. But I was keeping that focus on Austin because I'm looking at the people who was gotten behind this young lady. And I view them as detrimental to our people. I just straight up view them as detrimental, and I just want to sound the alarm to the people of Austin that before you go vote, pay close attention to what's happening before you make your decision, and don't just hastily make that decision just based off that face. I want you to look behind the scenes of what's happening. And then when it comes to Representative Ford, who is running for Congress, just straight to the point, he's the best man for the job. He knows what he's doing when he gets to Washington, D.C., because he's served in the state legislature, which means that he knows how to operate in the legislative body already. You don't have a novice who's going down there, and it's gonna take time for them to understand the process. Day one, this dude automatically, and I know that's why Congressman Davis chose him to get behind him, because day one he knows what to do. He knows how to maneuver in that type of body. It's just that he's in a bigger body of water. So he's gone from Lake Michigan to the Pacific Ocean now. But guess what? He knows how to swim in those deep waters because he's been in the deep waters of Lake Michigan. So
okay.
With that, man, thank you for having me.
All right.
And man, again, I just view that these guys. It's not something that they asked me to do. They're not, the same campaign or whatever. You know what I mean? This is something that I just saw that we should have just gotten involved in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And wish we had time to look at some of the other races, but I think these two races are very important when it comes to not just the areas that they're from, but these guys represent also our generational time. They're just old enough to know our parents' generation and a few grandparents that are still living, and they're just young enough to know our children's generation. So anybody who stands in the middle and has been involved and has been serving people, they can better serve and suit our people than others. And so with that, man, thank you for having me.
No problem. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black. Thank you again, Mark, for coming on. And we'll be watching the polls tomorrow, and we'll be watching from this podcast here too as well tomorrow. So, all right, peace out to everybody. Thank you so much.
Democratic strong.
Okay, whatever you. Hey, that's your vote. Your vote is your choice, bro. I have nothing against nobody. Listen. Hey, I'm like Mark. I vote for both of them, and can't nobody tell me I'm gonna vote for blue no matter who. I don't do that. I'm not my parents.
It's going blue. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, wherever I go, I listen. Some of you guys are more concerned about blue than your own black people in this community. I'm concerned about black people and our plight first.
That's
now,
right.
I'm not anti nobody, but I'm concerned about black people. And that's my concern. Thank you guys so much.